Every religion or group of people have their own beliefs and customs about proper dress. Religious Christians, Amish, and Orthodox Jews all wear long, modest clothing. So, why shouldn't Muslim women be allowed to do the same? Firstly, the hijab is the head covering that Muslim women are commanded to wear by God. They must cover everything except their hands and face, and dress modestly, so nothing skin-tight or see-through. However, there are many Muslim women who believe that covering the face and or hands is even more beneficial when in the presence of men, although it is not obligatory. The purpose of this is to conceal a female's body from men who are not direct relatives, so that the women are seen for their personality, morals, and intelligence, not just their beauty. Women all around the world dress differently due to their religious or cultural beliefs. So should not women be allowed to wear the burqa for modesty and safety reasons if they so choose? In 2009, the President of France, Nicolas Sarkozy, said, "The problem of the burqa is not a religious problem. This is an issue of a woman's freedom and dignity. This is not a religious symbol. It is a sign of subservience. It is a sign of lowering. I want to say solemnly, the burqa is not welcome in France." He also said, "We cannot accept in our country women trapped behind a fence, cut off from a social life, deprived of an identity. This is not the idea that we have of a woman's dignity." Not only has France banned all Muslim girls from wearing headscarves in school, and violated the rights they are naturally entitled to, but a few Muslim women in France have even been fined for having their faces covered in public. Should not they have the right to their own privacy? Many people in France, as well as the United States, believe that women who wear the headscarf and burqa are forced to do so, and live a life of misery and enslavement. However, these ideas that people have about the hijab being degrading are backed by the norms they have developed in their current society, and cannot necessarily be seen as correct. Just looking back at the initial American settlers in the West, it is easy to see that these hard-working women laid the foundation for current American society, and yet they wore modest clothing, like ankle-length, long-sleeve dresses, long underwear, and bonnets. Nevertheless, not many will say that those pioneer women were degraded or subservient. Some of the toughest and most liberated women in America were in the pioneering territory of Wyoming, where they were allowed to vote in 1869. Who's really benefiting from seeing a woman's body anyways? Men, of course. The United States has the highest recorded rate of rape, followed by France. There were 248,300 victims of sexual assault in the United States in 2007, according to the Rape, Abuse, and Incest National Network. These are two of the top countries that argue for a woman's right to dress however she wishes, as well as promote the ban of the hijab and burqa. Many argue that wearing the hijab and burqa is oppressive to women, while in fact, Muslims see those who do not wear it as oppressed. According to a Muslim woman, wearing the hijab and burqa is like a breath of fresh air, because you don't have to worry about your appearance every time you go out of your home. You are given more respect and seen for your intelligence, talents, abilities, and character, instead of being limited to your physical beauty, which eventually fades away anyways. Just thinking about it, one would expect a nun like Mother Teresa to receive more respect than a Hooters girl, not just because of the great things Mother Teresa has achieved, but the fact that she is looked at in a different and more positive way than the Hooters girl due to how she dresses. Why is it that so many women, and young girls in particular, suffer from disorders because they are trying to obtain the same image as those in movies and magazines? In a time where women can only look pretty if they can fit into size 0 skinny jeans and have their chests hanging out, is this really beneficial to them? Wearing the hijab and burqa are not just a declaration of faith that many Muslim women partake in, but functions as a security to them as well. Nuns are not bombarded with requests to rip off their outfits, even though they are dressed just as modestly and for similar purposes. Free women, who have rights under the countries they live in, should be able to dress however they wish as long as it is not harmful to others. So why should one person or culture's ideas of freedom and beauty restrict and combat the ideas of another? If women are walking around hardly covering anything, with nothing on but a bikini, then women should also be allowed to cover everything, if they so choose.